Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Thursday, November 7th, 2013. Well, today we have GDP at 8:30 and jobless claims at 8:30. And I guess the latest excuse or lie coming out of Washington at 8:30. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, tomorrow Uncle Ben is speaking. That's interesting, but they don't have a star on it, so apparently they don't think he's going to say anything of any significance. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a big day with the employment situation, which would be the October unemployment report and personal income and outlays, but that's tomorrow. Today is today. And we'll watch these at 8:30 to see how they might affect the market. Okay, across the big water, Asia was solidly down today, with just about everybody above a 0.5% move. And in Europe, we are seeing a similar picture, more or less, overall. And not to be outdone, in the U.S., we are also looking at a slightly negative open, but that could change at any time, and probably would. Now, I don't know what they did over here to these windows here. I'm just not happy with this at all. Okay, so there used to be here. Let's slide this here. Now we get a scroll bar. There, now I like it. I want my scroll bar. Okay, so we can close this up here. How's that? I was messing around with these yesterday. That's what I was doing. Okay, so we're looking at a slightly down open. Gold is still can't seem to get above that 1325 or so level. Oil popped above 95. That could be significant, I'm not sure. It could just be a range, it could be just sort of range bound right now too, and this might be the upper part of the range. But I was looking at silver because the holidays are coming up, and I'm looking to get the grandkids their silver for their Christmas present, although totally unappreciated by young children. Hopefully, if their parents don't misplace them, that someday they will be appreciative, especially if, now silver's at 21, and if silver's at 50 or 60, or who knows what it might be when they become teenagers or young adults. It might be advantageous to them. And generally, as a rule, I just go to a local coin dealer and get the silver dollars. I don't go to the mint and get done circulated or proof sets or anything like that. I just go to a local coin dealer and buy it pretty much for just a little bit over spot, because they're 99% silver, so I like that. Okay, all right, we're going to look at our account, and we got ouch here on our account, or on my account anyway. It's not really your account. Got an ouch here on Celgene. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday. Not a good day. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Affordable Care Act, because this is a drug company. I'm not sure. I don't really see anything in the news about it. I not only looked here, but I looked on the web, and actually they had a reiteration of a buy rating a little while ago. I think it was probably after the market closed. So we'll see if this recovers today. If it doesn't, if it still stays in the money here, then I'm going to have to get out. Let's take a look at Netflix. And Netflix pulled back a little bit below our strike price here, but this one, although if it's in the money, I'm going to have to close it tomorrow on Friday, But if it's not in the money, then we probably let it ride. So we'll have to see what happens today on Netflix. You don't want to leave your credit spreads that are in the money open at expiration. You have to do something about them. VIX is down a little bit, and that's because of the very aggressive looking market yesterday, at least in the Dow, and that's what everybody talks about for some strange reason. And then our gold, GLD, how are we looking there, is creeping back up to our cost basis here, which is now down to 127.92. Okay, so that's a review of the account. I didn't look at any calendars yesterday. I was a little bit busy with outside work because it was really nice in the morning. It ended up turning kind of nasty in the late afternoon, but it was nice in the morning. So I was doing some work outside that I wanted to get done before the really cold weather set in. So I didn't have any alerts, and I didn't spend any time looking at any calendars. Plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. All right, let's go. Without any further ado, let's go over to our A+ list. So we start out with Apple. All right, Apple's still wallowing around. Another good calendar candidate, at least for right now. Where do you think it's going to go? Well, we kind of have a resistance here at 500. Well, 500. How long will it take it to get to 500? It could only take a week if it decides to move down. And it could take a month, or it could take a year. Who the heck knows? Nobody really knows. Well, let's say that we were to... we could actually go out to December, but that would be pretty expensive. I think it would move before that. So you could do a 500 calendar on the put side here for $1.37. Let's take a look at the risk profile. And then if you wanted to increase your odds, you could maybe do another one here at 520. Let's see what that would look like. And that is an interesting combination here. And we have a short time between the front and the back expiration. Can't say month anymore. Here it would be expiration because it's only a week. If we were to increase this, let's say just for fun, let's go to December. We actually have a December 1 in here already. Okay, that would be kind of expensive, and it would be like a 1 to 2 or 2 to 1 risk reward. You would be risking, well, you're actually risking almost you're risking $1,000 to make 200, so that's a 4 to 1. Yeah, I don't like that. I do like this though. This looks like it could be interesting, especially if I move back here to which November here, November 4. That looks kind of interesting for only $1.37. That's a pretty good deal. Okay, enough about calendar on Apple. Let's take a look and see how Amazon is for a directional trade. Seems to be pulling back a tad bit. Maybe it is going to come down here and fill this gap. That may be another another calendar candidate. I had to think about putting those two words together, calendar and candidate. but I'm not going to examine it. You can decide for yourself if you think that we're going to come down here and we're going to fill this gap on the daily. Of course, there is no gap on the weekly. Just so happens that this happened on a Friday. If this would have happened on a Monday, we would have a gap on the weekly, but we don't have a gap on the weekly. So is this whole filling gap theory, is that really true? Well, probably I would say that prices go up and prices go down. So eventually the price is going to come down, probably, and it will fill that gap. So I guess the theory is true, at least in this case for the daily. But we have no directional trigger here at this time. Let's look at Baidu. All right, Baidu is definitely chugging to the downside, and we have our target set here. So we're going to wait for it to come up and give us an entry. Would this be good for an overnight trade? We need to think about those today. So this is showing us a strong direction right now, very strong. So is there an overnight trade here? Remember, we're looking for like an at the money. Oh, look at this. There, we made 13 bucks on this one that we set up yesterday. But let's see if we have an overnight here. November, here we go. All right, so we're at 150 at the money. At the money here. Okay, we only get $1.55 off of this one. So there would be, you're risking $1.55. No, you're risking, I'm sorry. You're risking $350 to make 150. So that's like a 3-to-1 roughly. I would prefer something with a little bit better odds, but that's not too bad. So I'm going to lock that in, and we'll come back later and we'll take a look at it. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and throw an alert on here, so I get reminded about this. At or below the close yesterday, or the low yesterday. And we'll see how that one develops today. I still might do that. If it, we just have to see what it moves to today because of this. It's only a little bit over 100 and they're $5 spreads, so I'm not real excited about that for this particular one. We already looked at Celgene. There's nothing going on there. CF. Not seeing anything here. This is strange. So they had good earnings, right? Yeah, they did pretty good. And they're going to pay $1 dividend here. I guess I'll throw a target in here. This seems a little bit shaky to me, and it might be just a tad early after earnings to be thinking about this. Chipotle, we have a strong trend there. We have a slight pullback on this. Well, I didn't have anything trigger yesterday, so I had a slight pullback on this. Very hot looking stock right now. Again, they had a gap as well. I'm just going to hold off on this one. I'll move my target over and see what happens. Google. If we have strong direction here, no, we're not getting any direction. So we have a PPS down. So running out of gas, momentum is leaving it on the positive side, and it might be moving to a negative momentum. 1022. So this, are we going to get below 1020? I don't know. But here, this is what I mean. Do you want to like make a $200 bet, $250 bet that Google's going to move below 1020? That's basically what you're doing. And you can, basically not double your money, but, make your money back once over. So that's not too bad of a deal. I don't know, maybe. It's just overnight. So these are a little bit easier to do because you have $1,000 stock and you have $5 spreads. So now you have a much better ability to do a trade like this where you could do a 1-to-1 risk reward. My guess is that it would have to be at least, above 300 and preferably above 500 to do these types of trades. Okay, Goldman. See, Priceline has their earnings tonight, right? I'll take a look at them when we get there. Okay, Goldman's doing pretty good. We could have, we did get our hook here. We didn't get in. Wasn't seeing a whole heck of a lot of momentum here. So we're still wallowing around in this range here. There is short-term momentum, that's good, but long-term it's definitely flattening out. So you play these little swings here, which I did not do, but that would be what we would be thinking of doing here. So now I think we might have missed this one, and we're going to have to wait for the next one. So I'm going to put another one in here. Normally I would just move that one, but I'm going to put another one in here because I want to be able to look at this and say, hey Guru, why the heck didn't you get in here? This would have been a successful trade on this hook day right here. And if you would have got in the next day after we got the hook up, it would have been a successful trade, which was yesterday, and I took a pass on it. Okay, LinkedIn. Yeah, we're thinking that LinkedIn is going to be peeling down. So here is a alert that we're going to put in for a directional trade. Now, the question is, what expiration? Well, do we have anything that looks good for an overnight? This is only a $200 stock, so at 220. Sometimes they work out, but things have to be kind of ideal. So 198, that may not be too bad, but that's not where it's going to be if it moves down and triggers our alert. We may have to go down to 195. Or I'm sorry, I might have to go down to 215. So that could be, we can't really price it right now because we don't know what it's going to be like here. We could do theoretical pricing, but I don't want to spend that amount of time to do that right now. Let's just wait till the market opens and then take a look at it. And that might be the only trade that I pick on that because I don't like to hold over the weekend. So I probably would not do a strike for next week. On these types of trades, I don't want to hold over the weekend. SPX, I might hold over the weekend, but not on these. MasterCard. MasterCard definitely is showing a resistance up here at 740. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get a little bit of a move down? I mean, you could do it on this one too. MasterCard probably would give you a pretty good 50-50 trade. Let's say we're at 730, and we get, if it moves down, it's at 733. If it moves down to 730, this would probably move down closer to the 250. So that's another one that we could do. Oops, I want to lock that one in. So this one would probably work out also. Not a lot of open interest, but I am going to put an alert on it. And this would be an alert for, oops, it would be the alert for an overnight trade. And Netflix. Okay, we looked at that one. We're going to be observing this today. I'm going to put an alert here in case it moves down. I just want to be able to have my cage rattled and come over here and take a look at it. Otherwise, no new trades on that one. Priceline. Let's take a look here. There we go. Now we're getting some numbers here. Okay, we're at 144 right now, and we're way up again on the IV on this. So we got, I think we were at 160 or something yesterday, so we got pushed down a little bit. Price moved down quite a bit. And earnings is tonight. So that should be interesting. Tesla also, well, they just had earnings. Market didn't like it very much. I could understand that. So it's going to be interesting to see where Tesla moves from here. And last is Visa. I'm not going to be looking at an SPX trade today. Visa, we got a hookup. So we are going to put a regular directional trade alert on this. Don't know if I'll do anything on it because of the weekend, but we'll see what kind of prices we can get for next week. And if we take a look at it right now, for next week, where can we get here? Look at these deltas. Those are horrible. I have to go to 195 to get anything. Not liking that at all. I just don't like that. 195 is here. Well, that's below the low. So I guess that's not too bad. We'll take a look at it and see what happens today. But see, here we have, kind of a low price stock with the $5 spreads. Don't particularly like that. All right, so sorry for the length today. It's kind of rambled on a little bit, but thanks anyway for watching. Have a great day, and happy trading.